OTB Bros back in the cook, another reaction. Make sure that you comment, like, and subscribe. Listen, fam. Biden back in the news again. Called out after getting caught in another tall tale. I got lying to the media again. We finna see, fam. Biden in the news a lot lately. Him and Trump, fam. They been in the news hella.
I ain't surprised that he lied.
The rich man of Richmond. The rich man north of Richmond. What's wrong?
That light going out.
Yeah, the game's off.
Oh, it's off?
The game's off.
Oh, damn. That's crazy.
Oh well, fuck that light. Finna hear what Joe Biden talking about.
Yeah, it's fine.
President Biden getting called out again after repeating some of his now debunked tall tales. That was during a trip to Milwaukee yesterday, including the circumstances of his birth, his father's education, and his interactions with an Amtrak conductor, to name just a few.
My grandpa Biden died very young. He died in the hospital I was born in 6 days before I was there. Before I was born. My dad was a high school educated guy, was well read and worked like hell. He didn't have a chance to go to college. This guy was well read and worked like hell. Before I was born. My dad was a high school educated guy, was well read and worked like hell. He didn't have a chance to go to college. As having been listed as the poorest man in Congress for 36 years, true. My wife called me one day and says, "Did you read the paper today?" And I was up campaigning for a guy named Pat Leahy in Vermont. I said, "No, honey, I didn't see the Wilmington paper." He said, "Headline, above the fold." Only a politician's wife would say that. Biden, poorest man in Congress. Is that true? One of the senior guys in Amtrak who I rode with all the time comes up and goes, "Joey, baby," grabs my cheek. Swear to God.
All of those false. Where's Glenn Kessler? Can't even say his name. The Washington Post fact checker when you need him must be napping. The president went on to tell another tall tale, this time the success of bidenomics.
In case you haven't noticed, inflation is down too and it's going lower. But we've done more.
Boy, smoking big.
Nigga, you done lost me.
Tripping.
Hey, the
Boy, you
fuck
was
is
tripping.
the
The
fuck
shit in
is
the
you
beginning,
talking
I
about,
can't even
cuz?
confirm that shit, you feel me? But this right here, I know you won.
You on bullshit. I'm on my Oliver Anthony shit. I'm working
I just went to the gas station
hours.
and didn't get gas. Fuck you talking about? What you mean? I seen the price, nigga. What are you talking about? We went down. Why I didn't get gas then, nigga?
Lost his mind. It's crazy, bro, because I didn't even know enough about him to talk. Like, me, like, I don't understand why you would lie about your personal life, and I don't know enough about him to say, like,
Right.
And I didn't.
That shit wasn't really nothing.
And like she said like he's done this before. This has already happened. So like I obviously didn't see this shit happen the first time. But to me, it's weird that you would lie about your
He
background.
lied about the funds.
The school shit. Yeah, bro. I don't know what's up with that shit. I heard that shit's off. Then I heard that shit was on. And I heard that shit was off. Then I got an email saying that shit was on. I don't know what's going on, fam.
Shit. 39. It's already gone. 39 million people or whatever got it already. It's over with.
I might have been one because I got an email, fam.
You need to respond or something.
Tell me to respond. That shit said I was straight.
So you said your credit gone.
No, it didn't say all
I mean,
my
your
credit was
debt.
gone. No, all my debt's gonna be gone.
Oh yeah, you straight.
I don't know what's up with that shit. If you want me to be real, I don't give a fuck because I'm grinding every single day. Like I'm not gonna get my shit cleared, so it don't matter to me.
Glenn Kessler, can't even say his name. The Washington Post fact checker when you need him must be napping. The president went on to tell another tall tale, this time the success of bidenomics.
In case you haven't noticed, inflation is down too and it's going lower. But we've done more. We have more to do with inflation though. It's just about 3% now. It's predicted to go lower than that. Wages are growing faster than inflation.
You a lying ass nigga. Wages are growing faster than inflation? Fam. Is he not hearing the people? Like, what do you do in that White House
How
all
he
day,
gonna hear the
fam?
people? He can't even hear himself.
This shit crazy to me. You up here just lying. Wages is raising faster than inflation. Have you seen the price of milk, my nigga? You know what people make it per hour, fam? Come on now.
percent now. It's predicted to go lower than that. Wages are growing faster than inflation. Folks, that's bidenomics. It's about growing an economy by strengthening the middle class.
Tell you what, they don't got bidenomics at UCL anymore.
Choking on his own.
Making things in America again. In my first 2 years in office,
Making things
even
what?
with all we've done, I'm the first one to cut the federal debt by $1.7 trillion. $1.7 trillion cut. Because it generated the growth. Folks, we've always had a plan that turning things around, making it America stronger and safer and more competitive.
So my nigga, you was able to cut $1,700,000,000, whatever the hell you was able to cut, but you couldn't cut my little ass school loan, fam. That's what I be talking about with y'all asses, bro. Y'all were doing some crazy shit, bro. My school money went to Ukraine. I see my shit go.
The plan.
See my shit go.
Turning things around, making it America stronger and safer and more competitive. Bidenomics is just another way of saying restoring the American dream.
Well, that's it. That's the deception campaign. It's what we'll hear from now until November. And he's relying on the media not fact-checking him, not covering him with truth. Look at the CNN headline, Joe, from yesterday. This is a tweet. President Biden hasn't let his predecessor's previous 3 indictments stop him from traveling the country and trying to break through with a pitch on Bidenomics.
The post-Chris Licht era is in full effect, where they're the old CNN again, the resistance network that serves at the pleasure of the sitting president. 7 in 10 Americans believe that Joe Biden is not handling the economy well. Even a higher amount believe he's not handling inflation well. That's because inflation is still 250% higher than it was when he took office. You want a fact check? There's one right there. Overall, this is...
Look, now that sound more about right, fam. 250% up.
That
Sounds
matches.
way more realistic than fucking that 3% shit he was talking about.
That matches to what I'm living, what I'm seeing in the world.
We're talking about inflation at 3%, wages are growing higher than inflation is. So what you trying to say? Everybody getting rich? Hell fucking
We
no.
telling them to pay us more because of inflation. So how the fuck the wages going up? They ain't paying nobody.
Right.
Stop. I can expose a nigga, a
Listen,
company right
listen.
now that ain't paying nobody. They ain't paying shit.
Minimum wage in Oklahoma been $7.25 for years.
than it was when he took office. You want a fact check? There's one right there. Overall, this is a man, Joe Biden. I wrote a book about him, so I kind of know these things. He plagiarized in law school. He plagiarized during his first run for the presidency, before you were born, mind you.
Oh, you ain't never did your own homework. You ain't never turned in your own shit. You never did your own studies.
He said he plagiarized his first presidency before you were born, remind you. So has he already ran before? Like, back in the day? I didn't know that he had ever been a candidate before.
He was saying in law school.
Even a higher amount believe he's not handling inflation well. That's because inflation is still 250% higher than it was when he took office. You want a fact check? There's one right there. Overall, this is a man, Joe Biden. I wrote a book about him, so I kind of know these things. He plagiarized in law school. He plagiarized during his first run for the presidency, before you were born, mind you. All right? This is in 1988. That should have been the end of him right there. When you got caught plagiarizing a speech during a presidential campaign, of course, he ends up winning the presidency many years later.
That is crazy. That's damn near 40 years ago, fam.
He said 1988.
Yes.
I mean, that's 11 years before I was even born.
He was running for it. I didn't know that, though. Like, I knew he was Obama VP. I knew that, but that's crazy. I didn't know that shit. And he got there and plagiarized the speech. Somebody said in the
He
comment,
ain't did shit right.
I heard that before. He out there trying to quote that MLK. Nigga, get your ass down.
And it's crazy. Some of the shit he out here doing, this Bidenomics, he probably had this shit in 1990s.
He up there talking about, I had a dream.
He got the nose.
Mind you. All right? This is in 1988. That should have been the end of him right there. When you got caught plagiarizing a speech during a presidential campaign, of course, he ends up winning the presidency many years later. Once said that he tried to see Nelson Mandela as a senator while in South Africa. I'm pretty sure that would make headlines if that actually happened. Of course, that did not happen. I could go on and on. Oh, yeah, I never talked to my son about his business dealings. That's a current lie right now, right? The bottom line is, Kaylee, that the goal is to make Donald Trump the focus, but not Donald Trump's policies. on the economy, on the border, on education, on crime, on foreign policy towards China. It's to make Donald Trump the focus in terms of his legal challenges at this point. And then for Joe Biden to run the same campaign that he did in 2020, that's by pleading the fifth and not talking to the press in any capacity and showing up once in a while at a campaign, make it a referendum on Donald Trump, the person, not the policies, and they think they could win again.
Yeah, it's the basement strategy, Kaylee. He wants to be the background noise.
Yeah, and I mean, Biden has a long history of gaffes, tall tales, verbal blunders, and the media for a very long time has...
I won't hold you, fam.
I
Like,
own this nigga ass.
from Biden, like, that might be a smart play on his part, fam. Like, I have not heard him get up there and say no right shit or no smart shit. Yeah, like, he just seemed like he's... I don't know, bro. Like, to me, he might seem like he's just a little bit too older. Like, I know we want someone older and wise in the office. I understand that, but... Bro, he seems so out of it to me.
No, they already said he on the back end of the spectrum. That nigga got goddamn dementia.
He just seems so lost all the time, bro. And like he be talking, and I be trying to listen to him and understand what he's saying. That should just be like,
He in a different world. That nigga just be talking.
you think out there talking about something? Listen, as soon as you said inflation and wages, fam, you lost me. You out here just lying. Student loan, like every time you say
That
something.
nigga said 1,700,000,000,000. Boy, you just threw that out. I watched you throw that. Yeah, I watched
70
your whole
million,
emotion.
700 million. You guessing
I
numbers and
watched your
shit.
whole emotion. That shit is cap, man.
And Mama, if you cleared that, where did that bread come from? Because you didn't just pull it out your ass. Where did all
Your
this
old
bread
ass
come
didn't
from?
remember all this shit. So I know you just come on, fam.
Meanwhile, we got-
you find that interesting, then you kind of run with that shit.
Don't we got people in Hawaii fucked up?
Yeah.
Why we ain't sending them no bread?
They got like some of the. They're saying it's the worst fire ever, nigga.
Why we not sending them bread?
I don't know. I know Floyd Mayweather is housing, clothing, and feeding, nigga.
Yeah, that's cold, bro. Cause
Much.
I've been seeing a lot of shit of us like sending money to places, but nigga, our people fucked up. We not even helping. That's blowing me. President, help us,
I
gang.
think they could win again.
Yeah, it's the basement strategy, Kaylee. He wants to be the background noise.
Yeah, and I mean, Biden has a long history of gaffes, tall tales, verbal blunders, and the
Talking
media
out
for a
his
very
ass,
long
yeah.
time has excused all of them as just, oh, well, that's Uncle Joe. It's what he does. But at what point do the cons...
Okay, who gave him uncle? Because if he's Uncle Joe,
Oh.
Uncle Joe should have never been fucking elected.
Yo, when I hear
He
Uncle,
never called Trump
bro, when I hear Uncle Joe, I think of the nigga from Medea.
For real.
Uncle Joe, nigga.
He just as slow as that nigga. He just as slow as that nigga.
Think of Uncle Joe, man. Think of that Uncle
Just
Joe.
all of them as just, oh, well, that's Uncle Joe. It's what he does. But at what
Tyler
point
Perry.
do the constant
That's
lies
Uncle
and
Joe,
tall
so
tales
he
become
get
an
the
indication
economic-
of the man's character? I mean, he's not just lying about being arrested to try and see Nelson Mandela. He's not just lying about participating in civil rights marches. He's not just lying about how his son Beau Biden died. He's lying about his policies and their consequences. And
This nigga said his son died and didn't. This nigga's sick.
He said he
I'm
lied.
done.
They said he lied about the way his son died.
Mandela. He's not just lying about participating in civil rights marches. He's not just lying about how his son Beau Biden died. He's lying about his policies and their consequences. And Bidenomics is a perfect example, claiming that you single-handedly brought down inflation from 9% to 2% when it was 1.4% when you first took office is inherently deceptive. You are lying to the American people who are...
You not lying, fam, because you can't play us, bro. Bro, the middle class and us is down here in the fucking trenches, bro. We seeing this shit firsthand, bro. You
We
can't
see the
fucking
numbers
play
before
us.
anybody.
Before anybody. That shit affect us directly, bro.
Every
As soon as
day.
I go to the fucking grocery store, I be like, damn, bro. Like, I can't even get... Listen, bro. I know when I could put $5 in my tank and that shit give me a quarter tank. I used to be able to put 20 in my shit. That shit would fill it up. Nigga, it is not like that no more, bro.
It's $5 a destination.
Bro, you know how much it is for lunch meat? $5. I said, hell, sandwiches, no. Peanut butter and jelly, it is, my way. That shit is crazy, though, bro. Like, yeah, you can't play us, bro. You definitely can't play me. If we talking inflation and wages and shit, you can't play me, bro. I promise I look at that shit all the time. I do my research.
is inherently deceptive. You are lying to the American people who are way poorer than they were when you first took office.
Thank
It's
you!
insulting.
Thank you! That's what I'm saying, guys. When did he in the office? 2020?
I I have no idea.
Fam, I was at
was 2020.
NEO. I was in college.
It was
How
2020.
I'm college graduate now, full-time job, and I'm broker than I was then. That shit don't make no sense. No sense. You know why? Inflation. Everything going up but the bread.
Who are way poorer than they were when you first took office. It's insulting, and I really hope that in 2024, voters finally say, you know what, enough of this.
Kennedy, because this is reality. I mean, look at the wall. CNN here. U.S. inflation means families are spending $709 more. Lending Club, paycheck to paycheck lifestyles, cash-strapped Americans' new norm. And this one, more Americans ending up homeless at a record rate. That's Bidenomics, guys.
Yeah, Bidenomics is living off your credit cards when your credit card interest rate is 20% plus. And, those are the highest base rates we've seen pretty much in history. So the reason, Joe talks about 30% of Americans giving the president approval on inflation, it's because they very much feel it. And it is a tax, and they are being punished every single month. And 60% of Americans in every tax bracket living paycheck to paycheck because they're being promised that this is going to get better. So if you hear the president and the Treasury Secretary and the Fed chair coming out saying inflation is tame, the economy is doing great, you start to spend like it. And the problem is you spend more than you're bringing in. And at what point are people going to be so underwater that the economy craters when consumer confidence is completely lost? It's like if things are going so great, then when is the Fed going to cut rates? Not anytime soon. They're going to continue raising rates, which means that mortgages are going to be more expensive. Fewer people will have access to housing, and more people are going to get fired. That's Bidenomics.
Yeah, and Carly, this stuck out to me. I read it 2 days ago, and I can't get it out of my head. We're both millennials. We graduated.
She's keeping it real too, bro, because
They selling the dream.
I feel like in every industry right now, most of the industry, numbers are down. Like a lot of companies are not doing good as they were a few years ago. A lot of markets and industries in the professional world are down like a motherfucker, bro. So I don't know how the fuck they can be saying shit is up and getting better. Cause it's not.
He just manipulating it.
Right.
There's no proof that there's no actual proof that it's getting better. That's why it's so easy to pick that nigga lie out. He just
graduated during the Great Recession and Obama's era. There was brief reprieve, 4 years that were really good under Trump, but this is the reality of our generation from the Washington Post. Those born between 1981 and 1996 have been called the unluckiest generation. Since entering the workforce, they have experienced the slowest economic growth of any age group. They have also been weighed down by student debt, childcare cost, and the median U.S. house sold for $416,000 in the second quarter.
Shit, y'all better put 1981 to 1999 because what the fuck are y'all even talking about? All that shit I just said applies to me. What the fuck are we talking about?
Cost, and the median U.S. house sold for $416,000 in the second quarter. That's a 26% jump since early 2020. Delaying life decisions, kind of gloomy.
Yeah, housing used to be just the standard. It used to be the norm. And now owning your own home is becoming a luxury. That's not a good state of affairs at all. And then you have a lot of young people that are staying in their parents' basements or their parents' house for a lot longer. And there's a whole psychological element that comes into play when you feel like you're trying so hard to succeed, but you can't get to the next step.
If y'all see this background and shit change, just know we at my mama's shit now, true, because they can do, she talking right that shit.
And people are marrying later and having fewer children as a result of it. So there's a lot of different things that are happening because of these higher prices that are affecting so many people, in particular young people who should be striving and reaching goals that they are not. I think that Moody's headline that you just read,
there's something in the water in OKC, because everybody I know got kids and having kids and shit.
She said kids should be reaching their goals and they not. Straight up. We can't. It's draining us. Draining my nuts here.
Limited resources.
Yeah, I'm finna start putting that sustainability on the government. Y'all can't get all this shit.
And talking about how he's lowering inflation now, but people are still spending $709 more now than they were before he entered office 2 years ago. I mean, that really says it all, and that's why his approval rating is at
37% when it comes to the economy. So his main message so far when he has gone on the campaign trail has been bidenomics. I mean, he put his name into an economic message, and that is a huge risk for him.
Yeah, and this is the only thing Republicans should be talking about between now and next November, because this is reality and it's what people care about.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me.
I ain't gonna lie. We gotta debunk that nigga. I ain't gonna lie. We gotta get that nigga out of office.
Not with none of this is bidenomic shit. I'll be real with you, bro. And y'all know me. I say shit all the time. I'm not even like super like political and shit like that. But like, I can't say like I'm on the left side or the right side. But
I know that side make no sense.
I be leaning to the right, fam. Like, I don't know. That nigga Biden be fucking me up.
He be making no sense.
Bro,
Not a thing.
Like, family, you just be. I don't understand why you would lie about your personal life.
Yeah, that's weird.
Like, you have no
That's
credibility.
weird. You making me
How did you get in office?
I'm not even able to trust you, fam.
How did you even get here, my boy?
You scaring me.
I'm nervous as shit.
This nigga lied about Grandpa Biden. This nigga lied about anything.
I keep seeing shit about us might be going to war and shit. I'm seeing all types of shit. Hawaii fucked off. Yeah, it's bad around here, bro. People homeless. I'm seeing new people on the corner at Penn Memorial, and I'm broke. I can't give them no bread, so we all just out here fucked up, bro. This shit is crazy, bro. Something has to change, bro. Something has to change.
That's you two gotta go up, man. Fuck with us, man.
Hey, Stimmy 2024, you heard. Hey, let us know what y'all thought about the reaction, bro. Let us know what y'all thought about the video. Let me know what y'all think about the bidenomics for real, bro. I'm curious on where y'all heads is at. No kitty cap. But shit, bro. We love each and every single one of y'all. Thank you for the love and support. Subscribe, bro, to 20K. OTB, bros. We out, gang.